Hi everyone, it's Kathy Maxon. Today I'm going to do a Christmas in July project. We are going to decorate a candy cane form that you can pick up from the Dollar Tree during the holidays. This is a larger one that they sold 2 years ago. The one last year was just a little smaller, and I think this end was a little shorter. It will still work on that, but I'm going to show you on the large. We're going to use some 5.5-inch mesh, red and white stripe. I did pick this up again a year or two ago from Joann Fabric, so it is came from the holiday time. And then we're going to need a glass cutting board. So I just picked this up. This is a glass cutting board. I believe I picked it up a couple years ago from Walmart. And we're going to need our mat underneath because we're going to need to see what size we need to cut it. We're going to cut our pieces 15 inches. We're also going to be using some glitter balls. So these are like vase fillers. You can pick them up. I believe this came from Hobby Lobby. So you can do vase fillers, or I do know Dollar Tree also has some. And we're going to be using some Chanel stems, and I'm going to be using the red. We're going to, when we put in, we're going to make ruffles. And we're also going to be using a wood burning tool to cut our mesh. So it has a chisel tip. So I plugged it in. If I don't know if anybody has, you can always use a rotary cutter, but I do have this kind of potato masher, and I just set my wood burning tool. I almost called it a glue gun. My wood burning tool in the potato masher. So let's get started. We're going to cut some pieces, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to start filling up that candy cane form. Excuse me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be cutting in between the mesh squares. So I'm going to try to follow a line all the way down. So I'm going to clean up this edge. I hope this is hot enough. Yep. You're just going to take your time, go through, and see how nicely it cuts that. So we're just going to take that. So we cleaned up our edge. We're going to go to the edge of our mat. We're going to cut them at 15. So you doesn't have to be exact, you know, thereabouts, 15 inches. And again, just follow down through the mesh lines. You'll see them if you've ever worked with mesh. This is not a surefire way to stop fraying, but the wood burner does help tremendously to stop fraying. And this has some foil in it, so you see there's a piece here that, oh, it did cut. I was going to say it didn't cut, so I was just going to go clip that foil with my scissors. So let me cut one more piece. And always when you're working with the wood burning tool, again, be careful. But work in a ventilated area or wear a mask, because it will put off some fumes. So we always want everybody to be safe and careful. So I'm going to actually, for now, I'm going to turn the wood burning tool off, and we're going to start. Let me take this off so you don't see the reflection from my overhead light. So again, this is the large candy cane form from Dollar Tree. Let me get some Chanel stems out. So we are going to, I'm going to leave the stems up when I tie them in, because that is what we can poke our vase filler, those glitter balls. So basically I'm just going to take the first one I'm going to put at the very bottom of the wreath form. I'm going to take it, I'm going to make sure my sides are even. I'm going to crisscross them, and then I'm going to just cross them there at the bar. So so I'm just going to like leave them, and I'll leave them up. And then the next one, what we're going to do, so we're going to put one here, and then we're going to put one on each side. So we're going to put, say, we'll call this row bar 1, bar 2, and then bar 3 and bar 4. So what we're going to do is then we'll put one over here on bar 3 and bar 4. Again, even up your sides, crisscross them, and then twist. You can twist about once and you should be good. And then we'll do the same on the opposite side. So we're going to do this pattern all the way up until we have the whole wreath filled up. But I won't bore you with doing that. But that's how what our pattern is going to be. We're going to do 1, 2, and then 1. And this one might end up being way up there, and these might end up being here. So we're going to see how much our ruffles fill out. So what you're going to do, we're going to take our 15 inches, and we're going to just scrunch up the middle. So we're basically making a ruffle. And then this first one, what I'm going to do with this first one, I'm going to put this first one where I have my factory edges, or whatever you want to call it, my finished edges. I'm going to put them going up and down. So then I'm just going to push that down really tight and twist it a couple times. So you see then this one's going to go down. So then when it's hanging, it's going to cover up the bottom of your wreath form. So we'll do that again. So we're going to take our 15-inch piece and we're just going to scrunch it, ruffle it up the middle. Now these ones I'm going to put in opposite way. So I'm going to have my finished edges toward the inside and the outside. Push it down as much as I can. I'm going to push it and squeeze it, and then I'm going to give it a good couple twists. And then we may not put glitter balls on every single piece. And what you want, I mean, we can squish it down further just to make it fuller. So we'll do that one more time, and then I will go do some more off the video. So again, I'm going to do this one the same way. We're going to put the factory or the finished edges on the inside and the outside. So I got them. I'm going to push down and squeeze, and then I'm just going to twist it a good couple times. And then you can overlay your edges. Oops, here it is here. If I don't like that piece, because it must not have been in the center, because this piece looks a little longer. But that is what we're going to do, and we're going to continue this pattern all the way up. So we're going to do 1 and then 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So that's what I'm going to keep doing, and I will come back and show you what my progress is. Okay, I'm checking in. So you can see I think I've done 3 sections so far. So that's what it's looking like. Here's the top where I'm going to start to, do the others up there. So let's recap what I'm doing. I'm doing 1, 2, 1. So in this first section we did 4. Then I did 2, 1, 2. So the second section we did 5. Oh, actually I did 4 sections already. And then we again went 1, 2, 1. So the first and the third we did 4. In the second one we did 5. And the fourth one we're doing 3. But I'm going to do as close as I can, because I think I'm going to be a little bare here, so I may end up putting this guy down here, because as I'm going to get tighter here, but then I'm going to need more on the outside. So I'm actually going to turn it this way. So let's do the ruffle. So remember, recap, we did 15-inch pieces. This is 5.5-inch deco mesh that I picked up from Joann Fabric. So when I'm doing the 2, 1 on each side, I'm making the finished edges go left and right. And you kind of really don't want your pipe cleaners to slide like these ones are. So what I can do when I'm done, I can give them a little shot of glue. You know, hit them with the glue gun on the back side just to hold the pipe cleaner to the frame. So I pull those all up, so that's what it's looking like. So I'm probably going to leave that. If I need to add one, I can go add another one in there. But again, I'm just going to continue on. Scrunch up the middle. And the ones on the outside, the two, I'm doing right and left on the finished edges. And remember, this is deco mesh. So it like sticks to everything. It'll stick to you depending on what clothes you're wearing. It'll stick to each other. And then I'm just kind of pulling the edges so they overlap, almost like it's making it like a little flower. But that's what I'm doing, and I'm going to continue on, and I will show you when I get to the end. Okay, let's finish up. I have one more piece. I'm going to do the piece on the end. Kind of like I did at the other one, we're going to make the finished edges go top and bottom. So we're scrunching up the middle. Stick this one in here. As tight as I can. Twist it a couple times. And then we're just going to like overlay it on each other so it looks kind of like a flower, a ruffled flower. So, and then that way, then this piece is going to hide the frame. So it measures about 24 and it's going to be about 14 inches wide. So you also, when you're making it, you want it to be able to, be seen as a candy cane form. So you want to make sure you have some space there in the middle. So then what we're going to do here on these twist ties, I'm just going to twist them a couple times. I'm going to cut off one close to the very base, and I'm going to then push that down. And then this one, I'm going to leave one and cut it like no higher, sticking up no higher than the mesh, because then we're going to put our glitter balls on those. So I'm going to do a bunch of twists. I'm going to cut one off at the base. I'm going to tuck that down. And then this one, we're going to cut no higher than the mesh. So then we'll be putting glitter balls on all of those. And if you, I don't know if you can see this, I have a loose piece of mesh. So instead of pulling it, well, that one end came off, but you're going to want to cut it with your scissors, because the more you pull on them, the mesh, then the more it's going to fray. So if you just cut off your strings, then then it won't fray as much. So I'm going to get a lot of my pipe cleaners nipped off, and then I'm going to show you how to put the glitter balls on. Okay, let's continue on. So I got all the ones that I wanted to keep done. I have one more left. So again, you're just going to twist it a couple more times. We're going to cut one side close to where the end of the twist is, and I just like, I'm spinning it down. And then this one, we're not letting it get any higher than the mesh. And I kind of put them in a little further. So then what we're going to do is, I got some glitter balls here. I got some white and red glitter balls. I'm going to use the larger of the ones. I think there was 3 sizes. The Christmas Shop. It's a bowl and vase filler. I know I got it from Hobby Lobby. It doesn't tell me, but I believe there was 3 different sizes in this. So let me get some more red out. So then what we're going to do is I'm going to find one of the things I'm going to get my glue gun and get a little bit of glue in there. I'm going to stick it on that pipe cleaner. So then the glitter ball is going to stick up. So we're just going to go around and do that everywhere. Sometimes it's just hard to find where you stuck the hole. So I'm just going to go around. My glue gun drips. So my glue gun is, I got it on a piece of wax paper. So my glue gun is sitting in the glue that just dripped. So I'm going to go do that. Let's do some more here. Just going to stick that on the end of the pipe cleaner, and then the glue will help hold it. So just going to give it a little more dimension. And I purposely cut a lot of the pipe cleaners off, like in this area, because I think that's where my bow is going to go. So I'm going to continue on putting the glitter balls, and I'll be back. Okay, I got a couple more glitter balls I'm going to glue on. So again, I'm just putting a hole with my glue gun nozzle, putting a little glue in there, and we're putting the ball right on the pipe cleaner that we left long. Well, it's not really long. As you can see, they're kind of, not long, they're kind of tucked in there. So this is what it looks like, and then you can move the glitter balls around, if you want, more one way or the other. But that's what we have. I'm going to unplug the glue gun so that can be cooling. And we're going to make ourselves a bow. So I'm going to probably do, this is also Sam's Club ribbon. This comes out usually with when they're Christmas stuff. So I'm just going to do, I believe, maybe a 3 loop on each side, so it's total 6 loop bow. And like I said, I like a loop in this, a center loop. So we're just gonna center loop it. We're gonna overlap, and then where it overlaps, we're gonna pinch it. And then you see how this is the wrong side. We're gonna, in your hand here, you're gonna twist it. So then you have the pretty side up. Let me put this on this side, and a whole mess just came off. So then I'm going to kind of see, how wide we want the bow. So we'll do that. That is about, it looks like 4 inches. So then again, you're going to twist it, and you can measure this way that your loops are even. So we'll do those in the center, and then these ones I'm just going to do one off to the right and one off to the left. And we'll see how that's going to look. We'll see how that's going to look on the... So then here you can see when they all line up. So that will be our bow. We could go one more loop on each side. Let's do that. So then when we spread it out, it will look more like that. And we're going to twist it. I'm going to put the good side up. I'm going to trim it. But then we're going to do some tails. So we'll do tails about that long. So that's about 8-inch tails. So I'm just holding everything in the back. So I'm just scrunching. And I'm going to have the pretty side forward. And for now I'm just going to cut them so they match. I'm going to get my pipe cleaner here. So where my hand is, I'm going to lift my thumb out of there. I'm going to put the pipe cleaner under it, and then we're going to come to the back. And like I said, I'm going to pull left and pull right so I get a good tight grip there. And then I'm going to twist the bow so that I'm holding the pipe cleaner, and that's going to tighten all the way to the loops. So like I said, we'll do, and if you get a good tight twist on your wire or your pipe cleaner, then you'll be able to manipulate the ribbon no problem. And then we're going to have a tail this way and a tail this way. So then from my bow here, I think I said I was going to put it somewhere in this area. I'm just going to kind of part the mesh and try to get, I don't know if you can see it in here, I got a bar here and a bar here that I'm just going to put one side of the pipe cleaner on each side of these bars. And then we'll go over the quantities that we cut. Okay, so here's our bow. We're gonna fluff it again once we get it in place here. So I'm gonna do it there, and I'm just gonna twist it, and then using your pliers, cut off the excess, and we can roll that and tuck it under so then nothing will scratch your customer's door. So let's go over what the back looks like. So this is the back, and remember we started with 1 and then 2 and then 1 and 2. So that worked well up until I started getting around the curve, and then it wasn't 1 2 1. So let's go over the first section. I did 1 2 and 1. So we got 4 in the first section. I got 5 in the second section. 2 1 2. In the third section, we got 4. I got 1 2 1. This is my bow, so we won't count that. Then in this fourth section, I did 2 1, and I only did 1 to the inside. I did not do any to the outside. So when I came to the outside, I put it more in this curved section here, which is 1 2 3 4. This is my fifth section. This one has the most. So I did 1 to the left, I did 1 center, then I went back to the 2, but then I did another one on the outside, I did a center, and then I did 2. And then coming down, this is, I think, I did 1 on the outside, so that kind of, you know, because we were coming to the outside of the circle, half circle there, that I was going to need more up there. So then I did 1 center, then I did 2 again, but then I did another 1 on the outside because I wanted to make sure I was covering coming down. And then in the last section, I did 2 1, and then these are sliding. So I'm going to do it while my glue gun, actually I unplugged it, I'm going to plug it back in. I'm going to put some glue so it holds them on the bars. But so we used, I think it was a total of 36. So 2 rolls of your mesh will be enough to make this. So then when you come back and you fluff your bow, that's what it's going to look like. I know it doesn't all fit. Maybe I'll put it there at a diagonal so you can see it. But that is this week's Christmas in July. Let me know in the comments if you made it this far. Leave me a candy cane comment. Please like and subscribe. All my wreaths are for sale. I sell them on my Facebook business page. All of my social media is all the same name, Craft Creations by Kathy. So, look me up on Facebook if you're interested in any of the wreaths that I have made. I do have pricing and the final sizes. I do have measurements on there. So I'll have length and width and then the depthness of everything. So I hope you appreciate this video. Thank you for stopping.